come on, while we're young.
Let's go while we're young.
I am ready now.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
And what can we expect? Surprises!
Engineered by Jay Timko and produced by Eric Beatty. And without further delay, it's showtime! Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
All right. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay. And Timko is here. Eric is here as well. All getting ready for the weekend. It seems like we've been going nonstop forever.
It's like deja vu every time I walk in your kitchen.
I know, man. This 5-day-a-week thing is going to be harder than I even thought.
You did it! You've done it for a long
I
time.
hadn't done it for a year, though, and it's really difficult.
We're spending more time here than we are at home with our
I
families.
know. I did it for 18 years, and it was like that. Dude, it was literally 12, 13 hours every day. It was like a marriage. You felt like you were married to these guys. You saw them way more than you ever saw your girlfriend, your wife, your family.
Yeah. Well, you can
And it's
stop
getting-
complaining now because I actually have a day job too, asshole.
Yeah, but I work really hard at this job when you're not here,
Yeah,
and now
that's
I'm babysitting too. I'm a daycare center as well.
Yeah, we're really good babysitters, aren't we? We
Yeah.
have the door closed and my 2 kids upstairs.
Hey, we did what most good babysitters do. We plopped one in front of a TV and one in front of a PlayStation. Knock yourselves out. And the little one, God damn it, she's too cute for words, and she's already figured out how to get to me. She like waits for you to leave the room, and then is like, "Do you have any food?" I said, "As a matter of fact, I do." "Oh," I said, "Why? Do you want some food?" "My dad doesn't feed me."
Shut up.
I swear to God, she goes,
Shut up.
"My dad, no, how did she word it?" It was
Dad doesn't
adorable.
give me candy, maybe?
Maybe that's what she meant.
Yeah.
But she was definitely like blinking her eyes at me like, "You know what it's like when you're hungry." And meanwhile she's got red all over her face from the popsicle she ate 5 minutes earlier. She's like all of about 10 pounds, and so she suckered another popsicle out of me. I'm sorry, Jay, you're probably not gonna be thrilled with that, but
She's gonna
I wasn't gonna say no.
love Uncle Mike's house.
Yeah, and so I figured I could get away with just like, okay, I'll turn on the TV. What do you want to watch? As long as she doesn't say like the Playboy channel, I can figure this out. And she says 228, and I'm thinking 227 was a show, but I wouldn't think she'd be a big fan of 227. And then I said, well, what is 228? And she said SpongeBob, which is exactly what you said she would ask for. And so then it was like a race. It took me 15 minutes to find Nickelodeon. I've never watched that channel before, and so we finally got her. She's good to go, and probably making a horrible mess upstairs. It's
probably,
awesome.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You
No,
have to
it's
have your
fine.
mom over to clean again.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, so it's quite interesting. Yeah, with them running around here. It's a whole new element today. It was kind of fun playing the drums and the guitar. It's nice. So anyway, but yeah, a lot for us to get to today. Your favorite, Donald Sterling, making some waves, and we'll quickly touch on that. I know that just excites you like nothing else.
All right.
The 9/11 Museum and the fires raging in California, the Tigers with a big series starting up, and some other things as well that are fun, including the Silverdome guy. We'll talk to them and find out finally what's up with our curtain.
Yeah.
If it's possible to
Get
buy
to the
it.
bottom of this.
Yeah, that starts next week, right?
Mhm,
Yeah. Where finally something other than the chairs will be up for auction, which is what they've been taking pre-orders on up to this point. So, but why don't we get it up and out of the way right away with the Donald Sterling. Does this surprise you that he's decided he's going to dig his feet in and absolutely fight this?
No, he kind of sent some signals otherwise on those interviews where he was like, oh, I don't know, and he
I was so wrong. What I did was so bad. I don't know why that girl made me say those things.
But so there was a little bit of a hint, like maybe he'd just kind of go off in the sunset if he was paid the right amount. But when you have a lawyer who's at his beck and call and probably billing $850 to $900 an hour.
Yeah,
he's looking at it going, "Oh, Don, you got to fight this. We got to fight this, Don.
This is a war, Don.
Yeah. Don, they're doing you wrong here."
Yeah, and he's got his guy who was with him in '82 when they took on the NBA before, when they got into a big deal about moving the team from San Diego to LA. Yeah. Why that would be a big deal, I don't really know, but whatever. The league was all pissed about that, and they wanted to fine him for they wanted to hit him for $25 million in that instance. He ended up settling for $6 million with this lawyer, Maxwell M. Blecher. I don't know, but yeah, I guess the thing that surprised me a little bit, Jay, was that not that he's going to fight to keep ownership or whatever, but the $2.5 million. I figured he would have paid that without question, but his lawyer fired off a note and said, "No, we're not paying that fine."
Yeah, sending a message that we're in it.
Now, what do you think? Do you think he's got any leg to stand on at all?
Again,
I know you're not an expert in this. But
no, but I think looking at the partnership agreement like we did, and granted we didn't pore over every sentence of it, but it looks like they have the ability to vote the guy out under certain circumstances. Now the question is whether they can fit this in under one of those A through J or whatever it was.
Well,
and that's the argument.
I do remember when you first brought that Constitution, the NBA Constitution, over. One of the first things you said was, "I'm really surprised at how small it is. I would have thought that an NBA Constitution between this kind of money with this kind of power would be much bigger than it is. It seems like you were saying it seems like a really kind of basic, drawn up thing, which it sounds like they're going to play off of. The fact that it's not
specific
enough. It's not specific enough, which led me to go, oh, do they have a chance in this thing? Is it possible that he's going to worm his way through with some loophole that it's not?
You can muck it up for so long that it makes sense for both sides to settle in some other way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
the NBA can't let this guy. I think there's a way to weasel where you could get his wife like a quiet, keep her stake because she didn't make comments unless tape comes up of her making comments. It's going to be really hard to push her out.
Yeah, that's probably the harder piece of it. But
right.
with him as the majority owner and having agreed to the things he agreed to with his partners, it looks to me like they have pretty good legs to stand on. But again, that's not to say that you can't muck things up. You can't get the right judge to latch onto an argument and apply pressure and leverage, and all of a sudden it's looking uncertain, and therefore it's looking like some sort of settlement.
Well, that's funny. You wouldn't have thought settlement when this all came down, and it seemed like the players, the other owners, the whole league was like, this guy is out, or there's real problems come the start of next season. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But I'm seeing more and more lawyers on TV going, hey, look, I don't give a shit what is in the NBA Constitution. That does not trump the United States Constitution, which he's got rights in that, and you can't just take a company away from a guy because he made some comments in his house that he didn't know were recorded.
I disagree with that.
I know you do, but it's an interesting argument.
I said, it's muckier when you talk about the wife or the kid. And remember when we first talked about this, we thought, like, what if he just wants to sell it to his kid for $1?
Yeah, right.
And that gets complicated when you look at the partnership agreement on how new owners come to be and so forth. So that's a pretty technical thing.
Yeah.
But to me, dude, you've got obligations to your partners. You broke them, and they have the right to vote them out.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting. I guess we'll know more when the vote actually happens, and it sounds like they're trying to get to that fast. I don't know what's taking so long, but
well, remember, they had every incentive PR-wise to come out and hit hard and say, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And now, since then, I'm sure they've had a team of lawyers looking at it and looking over everything and figuring out what angle to take and how the vote should come down. And
is that what takes so long?
I'm
usually?
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure they're thinking about the other ownership interests in it and how does that play.
Yeah.
And how to set it up best.
There's no doubt. And they are, it sounds like from everything I've read, the league was absolutely expecting this guy not to go quietly. Everything he said, like you said in the interviews, it sounded like maybe, is he just going to go off into the sunset? They voted me out, and I brought this on myself, and what am I going to do? I said horrible things.
Big mistake.
That girl made me say the thing about the guy with the AIDS, and I've got to go. Bye. Good luck. I still love the Clippers, and they still love me. And then be gone. But it sounds like the league was like, no, that's not going to happen with this dude of all dudes. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But, man, it's not going away, that's for sure.
Or maybe it will. The guy's such a weird dude, you know? It could look one way one day, and then the next day he might just turn and go, okay, I'm done. I'm just going to buy an island.
Yeah. You know? He could.
He's just such a loose cannon.
Yeah, he is. But he's a lawyer. He is a lawyer himself. I would think it
just tells you something, dude. Anybody can be a lawyer. Honest to God.
Well, yeah. Yeah. We're starting to see more people, too, going, God, you just expect someone with that kind of wealth to be smart, to be – you don't expect them to be like this dude is. We said it day one. It's like you just automatically assume that people aren't as clearly clueless as he appears to be. But anyway, they finally, after all these years, got this 9/11 museum opened up in New York, and it looks spectacular. I actually would like to go see this thing. Of course, anytime you've got such a humongous event as 9/11 was to anyone our age and growing up in these times, it comes with there's going to be debates and people pissed off, and it sounds like, what do you know, big surprise. But there was no way, when you've got 3,000 lives lost there, that you were going to make everybody happy.
All right.
You know what I mean? And have you heard about some of these arguments and debates?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it opens to the public. The National September 11th Museum, they had Obama out there dedicating it yesterday, and it opens to the public on next Wednesday. And they've had controversies been going on forever. Everything from the disposition of human remains to the $24 general admission price they've put on this thing. And much of the contention, and I'm looking at USA Today's story here, the opening of the 9/11 Museum won't silence critics, by Rick Hampson. It says, much of the contention is stemmed from the institution's dual and often conflicted mission to commemorate those who died in the attacks and to explain the attacks themselves. So people that lost loved ones, you can understand why they wouldn't want any glorification of the assholes who flew planes into the building.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't want their names mentioned. I don't want their pictures up. And and you can kind of understand that. You don't want to walk into the museum with your dead family relatives in this place and see Muhammad Atta or whatever the shithead's name was. Was that it? Yeah. His picture there. So they tried to get as close as they could to make everybody happy. So they got like little pictures of these guys, just their FBI pictures, to kind of stop people. But among some of the other controversies they're dealing with, and like I said, these have been going on for 8 years now, whether unidentified human remains recovered from Ground Zero should be kept in a private medical examiner's office site in the museum. That's kind of creepy, isn't it?
That is totally creepy.
Yeah, to have a box of just unidentified human remains. Like, that's
at the museum. That's weird.
Yeah, I think so too. But some of it, there's no doubt, is stunning, man. That staircase, have you seen that all those people ran out?
Yeah.
God, I mean, it makes me want to go there. I never wanted to go to a museum. They're boring to me, science, kind of like you there, Jay. But I definitely want to go check this thing out. It looks absolutely massive and unbelievable. But yeah, it doesn't come without its controversies, that's for sure.
Sort of reminds me of the Holocaust Museum in D.C. Have you ever been there?
Or the one here.
I've never been to that one in Farmington.
I've been
West,
to the one in
Bloomfield.
I have done that.
No, I've never even been to D.C.
Oh my God!
I know, isn't that weird? Yeah, most people love it.
I've been there like 7 times.
Well,
and I would go back.
Rub it in.
I know. Well, I'm just saying I would go back again though. I don't know, it's a lot. There's a lot of cool shit there.
But it's the same sort of tenor to it. You've got just this awful tragedy that's being put on display. So I'm sure they probably took some cues from that, because that's very highly regarded museum. I think most people think they did a really good job with that one.
In D.C.? Yeah. I haven't heard much about the one here on Orchard Lake. That's where Kwame's dad was supposed to go, and yeah, Bernard Kilpatrick, when he made insensitive remarks, he was going to go there to learn about it. Be a better person. Hell no, he didn't. Come on. Of course not. But yeah, no surprise that there's all this. No doubt, though, they did the absolute best job they could. I absolutely believe that. Putting $24 general admission price is a little odd, but
yeah.
It
whatever.
depends, I guess, on where that money goes.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if it goes, because there has to be people working there, obviously, but maybe still that seems like a lot more. Maybe some of it's going to a relief fund, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
Eric made a good point.
Yeah.
What? I'm just saying, Eric made a good point.
It is a good point, and I don't know where those where they go. Probably a simple Google search, we could figure that out. But yeah, I don't know if they've said, but I'd pay it. I'd pay $24 to go check it out.
Yeah, I want to go for sure.
Yeah, that fire truck, man, that's just like crushed. Some of the stories alone.
Everybody that's gone through, I know it's just press and stuff at this point, but everybody that's gone through it has said it's really like it's
overwhelming.
Good, but it's overwhelming, just like almost emotionally and stuff. So.
Yeah. You know what else would be overwhelming and emotional? If you were sitting in your house one day and all of a sudden fires were raging down the street and all of a sudden your house is just gone and up in flames, and like they're dealing with in California. Have you seen this stuff on the news? It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it makes you appreciate where we live a little bit. You know, you see some of this stuff in California all the time, the earthquakes and the fires, and like you say, you see the houses just surrounded by flames. Like, God, you know.
Yeah.
Have to worry about that stuff. The droughts.
Yeah, the droughts. 100% of the state is in a drought emergency. 100%.
Dang.
Dude. Yeah, and I'm surprised though when seeing those fires, and they're just. I hate when they come up with new names for things. I hate it.
What are they calling it?
They're talking about smoke-nados and fire-nados, and they're showing like flames spiraling up out of because of the winds. And so I keep hearing smoke-nados and fire-nados. I'm like, oh God, another new stupid
like the polar
name.
Vortex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sharknado.
Yeah.
Well, that was a movie.
Same thing.
I thought that was a documentary.
Sorry, that was awesome. So yeah, anyway, these firefighters, man, they've got from all over the state just battling round the clock with these fires.
Hopefully they all stay safe, because remember last year that elite unit of firefighters, they all got trapped, like 17 of them or something. I think that was in California, maybe not.
Arizona?
Could have been Arizona.
Yeah,
just a group of these guys.
Look at that, dude.
Like I'm supposed to fucking know everything, you know? Like there might not be one or two things Eric knows, just little trivia pieces that I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, is that so unbelievable?
Are we 100% sure he's right to begin with?
Yeah.
Jay just confirmed it.
Let me ask you this.
As if there wasn't dead firefighters in California as well.
The well-known one he's talking about was like the something 17 or whatever.
All right, smart guy.
19.
Hey, smart guy.
What?
Spell a possessive there. Okay? I'm sick as shit of your Facebook post. They're coming. Here, I mean, get ready. They're preparing is totally different than possessive. I don't get it, man.
I don't know grammar
Dude,
at all. I'm sorry, I can't.
It makes us look like such dumbasses.
Okay.
It makes someone look like
just
dumbasses.
As long as it's clear, it's him.
Yeah, he does post from his name. I'll give him that. And
I would never put another Detroit.
Go ahead, possessive there, real quick.
I don't know.
Don't know.
There's there, and there.
They are there. I don't know. I know the difference between they are and the other two theirs, but the other two theirs I don't know.
Can you bring your daughter down here? How old is she?
Seriously,
7, 5?
Yeah,
I bet she.
7.
I don't know. I was going to say 12 at first.
Whoa.
Is she driving yet? I don't know.
Of course she's gonna know because she's in school learning this stuff already right now. It's fresh in her head. I've been out of school 10 years.
We've been out of school longer than you, and we all remember.
Jeez, man.
but
Just
you guys-
human beings that speak English. I thought. thought that was really obvious.
Yeah.
My grammar is horrible. I don't know
It
what
is.
to tell you.
The only reason I don't rag on him more for this, when I met him, he
couldn't even sit in a chair, right?
Well, not only that, he couldn't make eye contact with you, couldn't sit in a chair, couldn't spell. He would have no punctuation at all. They were just massive run-on sentences for paragraphs. Every other word was misspelled, and I mean badly misspelled. You had to read it like, okay, how would Eric's head be working when he constructed this and go, oh, here's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
And you'd have to work it through. It's almost like he went to school again and has gotten, like, he's in 4th grade and he's doing much better. So I give him kudos where you want to.
I'm just
like, dude, come on.
I
He's
just
come
met the
so
dude,
far.
and I'm just, oh my god.
Yeah, he's much
Appalled.
better.
Appalled.
I don't know what to tell you. I try. The problem is you have spell check, but they don't have grammar check, obviously, so I don't know what to do.
That's what I never understood. It's like, dude, you've got a smartphone. Even if an idiot's working a smartphone, it should be smart enough to know that, okay, that's not how you spell this word. We're not going to let you get away with it. And at the very least, if it can't figure out what you're trying to spell, it underlines it in red and lets you know, like, dude, something is majorly wrong with this word.
His head's about to explode right now.
I don't know what to say.
It's like rubbing his eyes.
My grammar is horrible, I know.
Oh my god.
But most people that are listening to us understand that about him, and they find it almost endearing, like weird, endearing,
strangely charming,
strangely like, oh, look at the special guy. He's trying so hard.
I can't believe you actually saw it. It's funny. For somebody who's never been on Facebook, I don't even know how to post. You sure all of a sudden understand that people are commenting on my bad grammar.
Touche. Dude, no, look, that's how committed I am. I freaking got my ass on Facebook.
That's true. It's like, yeah. Yeah.
Trying to help out a little bit, and then I come across that. It's like, God damn it, Eric.
You got to understand where Jay's coming from as an attorney. Like, the details are everything, and he sees that, and it's like, it just doesn't make sense. He can't make sense of it. It's got to be overwhelming. The whole thing is overwhelming.
You're
and then
exactly right, dude.
This is my handwriting. Look at my handwriting.
You're not helping your case.
No.
I was
not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The top.
Now I'm supposed to dial this.
That's top number.
Wow. Okay, we'll give this a whirl. It's time we got to call this Silverdome guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel bad for you. I actually laugh to myself at times, Jay, and I'm like, oh my God, this must be so unbelievably overwhelming. He must wake up in the middle of the night just going, dude, I had the weirdest dream last night that I was like doing a radio show and there was a semi-retarded guy there.
Auntie M. There was this guy with crazy hair and this.
Yeah.
And I stole his job and then we just made fun of him and he tried to make fun of us and he can't spell and it's really weird and oh my God, it was a horrible nightmare.
I can say it all I want, but it's really easy for you guys to rip on me when you guys have known each other for 20 years.
It's 2-on-1. Yeah, that's the problem. You don't have backup. That's the thing.
So what's this guy's name?
I have no idea. Eric?
Oh, great.
I don't remember.
Hey, guy from Silverdome. Hi.
I don't remember his name.
Brother-in-law? Is it brother-in-law?
I don't know. I don't remember his name.
You don't remember his name who are calling for real?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, great. How do you have it programmed in your phone?
He just called me yesterday.
And said, hey.
Yeah. To make it worse,
right.
he said his name. We had the conversation, and to make it worse, at the end of it, I said, "What was your name?" one more time. He said it, and I didn't do anything with that information.
Wow. You probably shouldn't have said that to us, given us that information either. That didn't help your case. Let's see here. I'm looking at the paper to see if that's possibly, if we can get some idea as to who we're calling here.
Well, the problem is he works for the auction company, so I'd have to.
No, I know. I'm assuming you got it out of the paper, right?
No, I actually called the company and had a person, and he called me back. So I doubt there's any chance that name will be in the paper.
Okay. Well, we'll just call him and we'll tell him it's your fault. We don't know who the hell he is.
Sorry, I don't know what I did with that. But... Yeah, see, I know the difference between this and these two, but I don't know.
Okay.
This is Conrad.
Who's this?
Kevin.
This is Conrad.
Kevin, hi. It's Mike and Jay calling from the Detroit Cast.
Kevin.
I'm glad you said your name right out of the gate because we had no idea who we were calling. The guy that gave us your number and set up the interview didn't remember your name, so it kind of left us high and dry. But thank you, Kevin. I'm glad you said that. How you doing, buddy?
No problem.
It's Conrad, by the way.
Oh, Conrad?
Oh yeah, now I remember.
Oh, now you remember. How do you not?
Sorry, Conrad.
Right.
How do you not remember Conrad?
I don't know.
Good Lord. Sorry about that, Conrad. Well, welcome to the
No
show.
worries.
Yeah, and you, sir, are part of the group that is putting on the Silverdome auction.
Correct.
Yeah, how's it going so far?
It's going really well. The auction starts the 21st next week, and we're pretty well set up. We got everything ready to go. Inspection is next week, Wednesday and Thursday. We'll have a whole crowd of people out there, I'm sure.
Now, you guys have done the pre-sale with the seats, right?
Right.
And how?
Yeah, we've been selling.
Go ahead.
We've been selling seats for a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
And
are sales as expected?
they are. They're possibly a little bit slower than expected, but they're selling. It's picking up every week, every day now that the auction's getting closer. More people are hearing about it. There's been a ton of good press coverage. So it's definitely picking up. Yeah.
And how's that number 20 special you have going? Is it-
we were selling 20s right out of the gate. Those are a huge hit. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yep.
And what are they going for? If people want to go get one, where can they go?
SilverdomeSeats.com.
Okay.
Or our auction website is rjmauctions.com, and you'll be linked to the Silverdome auction and the seats.
Now,
and they start.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The seats start out at $100 a piece, and they go up from there. If you had, say season tickets or whatever, you can request what seat you want, and we'll go out and pull it for you.
Okay. And you guys, now you're a group that's done this for many of these big auctions of stadiums, old stadiums and stuff, right? You're not just based here doing the Silverdome one. I thought I read you guys have done like maybe the Yankee Stadium one.
Nope. This is I've only been with them for 3 years now, but this is the first stadium that I know of that we've done.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason you guys had done this before. I was going to ask you how the Silverdome one compared with the other ones, but I guess it's kind of irrelevant if this is the first one you guys have done.
First stadium. It's one of the bigger auctions we've done. It's definitely an undertaking.
Well, Jay, do you want to fill him in on our?
Yeah, I long been interested in I don't know, are you familiar, are you from here, Conrad?
Yeah, I'm Plymouth area. I grew up around
so,
here, yeah.
So you've been to Lions games, Pistons games down there when they were there?
I never made it to the Silverdome. I'm a little young for that.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, the Pistons used to play there, and what they used to do is they'd put it tucked up into one side of the stadium, up in one end zone, and then what they do in order to kind of make it a smaller, make it a smaller scene, is they'd put risers up on the other side where the field would extend, and then they put a big blue curtain behind to cut off about half of the stadium.
Probably the biggest curtain in the world.
It very likely was.
Yeah.
And that brings me to my question, Conrad. Where is that curtain, and how much is it going for?
Well, the curtain is all over the place. I think it got left up. They might have been using it for something else besides the Pistons, and a lot of it was still hanging when the roof came down.
The curtain?
And
really?
Yeah.
The blue curtain?
Big, huge blue curtain, and it's got to be the same. It's got to be the same thing that you're talking about.
I doubt there's something that you can confuse it with.
Wow, man.
No
but
kidding.
It's in tatters. Yeah. Rough shape.
Really?
You guys had some interest in that, huh?
Well, we just remember it. We've talked quite a bit about it on the show, actually. As soon as we started hearing that this auction was going to happen, Jay went, "Where's the curtain?"
Yeah,
and everybody
I just remembered it being like 70 yards long and like 100 yards high. And
it was
figured,
huge.
Wow, man, how many sweatshops just were put to work to figure that thing out.
Right.
Hey, man, do me a favor and grab me a little swatch of that, will you?
It's gonna, yeah, sure.
It's gonna cost
might
me,
be a little soggy.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's all right.
There's got to be one dry foot-long by foot swatch you could nab for us, right, Conrad?
I'll
us a
do my
solid.
best.
All right. Well, what do
I'll
you
work on it.
now? The field, it looks like the Silverdome is in rough shape, no doubt about it. But what do you expect to? I mean, that field is not the original Silverdome field, but you guys are selling pieces of that, right?
Yep. We have the original turf from the one when the Lions were playing. Yeah, it's all rolled up outside, protected in the building. So that should be a big seller.
You think so? Now, what do you expect to get for something like that? Do you guys have any idea, or?
It's not ever having sold anything like it before. It's really hard to say. And I've been in the business for 3 years, so my knowledge is somewhat limited.
Okay.
Especially something that it's different. You never see anything like that.
Yeah, it's so unique.
Yeah.
Who knows? Somebody could come in with 100,000. Somebody could come in with 2,000.
But that's what I'm thinking though. Like, what do you like if someone comes in with $10? Do you laugh at them if they go, "I'll give you $10 for it," or are you guys expecting $50,000?
Well, every lot starts at $5. So
I'll give you $5 for it.
I'll give you 10.
Exactly. Yeah. Well,
Timko's got it at 15.
Shit, I'm out.
Dang it.
Now that doesn't include the end zones, though, right? You guys, I read that you guys rolled up the end zones where the Lions logo is and are selling those separately.
That's right. Yep. Very nice shape. They're really cool. Two of the coolest pieces in the auction. It's actually the end zone split in half. So we're selling those separately, and that should be a good seller.
So you got 4 end zone pieces then?
Nope, just 2. I believe we're going to be unrolling the other side on Monday, but I believe it's just 1 end zone.
Oh, was the other one ruined by the sandbar?
You guys saw that, huh? That's a mystery to everyone.
Yeah, what is that about? How does that just happen?
Is that from an old tractor pull or something? Some shit left over?
Yeah.
Actually, we were out there. We had been working for about a month, and there was a water main break. And that weekend, we come back on Monday, and there's just yards and yards of sand there. I came from somewhere.
That's so weird.
Washed in from outside or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Conrad, you got to do us a favor too. You know the Main Event restaurant.
Yes.
In the Silverdome. You got to go up there because we remember when we were kids going to games, there would always be fights in the stands. And the other thing that we remembered were chicks would pop their tops and press their titties up against the glass.
Yeah, run up there and do that for us, will you?
Yeah, so you got to go see if there's any titty prints left back on the glass or anything.
Oh, I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah. It was awesome, man.
Usually 2 chicks start making out.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you'd be sitting there at the game, and it'd be like a dead moment in the game, and the crowd would just go crazy, and you'd instantly know either a brawl's going on or some titties are out.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's one of the coolest things I've heard about that place so far.
Now, the other thing I was really interested in, Conrad, I really want those highlighter yellow goalposts in my backyard. Just one of them. I don't need to be selfish and take all of them, but just one of them. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think one of those will cost me?
They're so huge in such a limited market. You might be able to get a good deal on one of those.
Really?
I think. Yeah. Well, we got 4 of them actually. There's a couple spares too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Like, what's your idea of a good deal, though? We might be on 2 different levels completely.
Well,
Starts
again,
at
it's really hard to say. I'm not positive they actually used them for the Lions. It could be a couple $100, could be a couple $1,000.
Really? And the other one that I had big interest in was that helmet cart that they used to drag players off the field on. Is that still around?
There's a couple gurneys. I think those are for drunk, passed out.
My wife has been on one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are familiar with those.
Yeah.
Yep.
From a concert.
Yeah, we didn't realize there was an infirmary there. But yeah, there actually were gurneys laid out and everything. Yeah, that was cool.
Oh yeah, you gotta have the first aid for the junks.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you about another thing that Mike brought up that I hadn't thought of, and I give him a lot of credit for thinking of this. The urinals in the locker rooms. Mike had great interest in the visitor urinals. thinking that of all the great players who have come along and
pissed in them
and put their big hogs near them.
I can't take credit for that, by the way. That was Ernie Harwell did that at the old Tiger Stadium when that was taken down. The only thing he wanted of all the memorabilia was the visiting locker room's urinal because of, I mean, Babe Ruth, or not Babe Ruth, but all the Babe Ruth at Tiger Stadium.
He was there since 1912, wasn't it? He would have.
Maybe. Well, I thought they played at the other field. Yeah. So I mean, you think of all the NFL greats who have been in the visitors' locker room.
I think Barry's already stated that he's not signing any urinals.
That's okay.
Not signing.
That's all right. No. I don't want him to sign that.
But are those still there? Are they there?
What's that?
Are the urinals still in the visiting locker room?
They should be.
Yeah, everything's still intact.
So that's in play then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
still,
awesome.
Everything's still down. It's rougher shape. It's been sitting out in the elements for a couple of years now.
Yeah,
so.
it's taken a beating over the years. NFL hogs have been urinating
it wasn't meant
years.
to be well, yeah, that's true.
Let me ask you about another particular item. There was a sign that went across above the press box that I remember. Maybe not a sign, but some kind of tapestry or something where it showed all the NFL helmets. And it split them in NFC and AFC.
Like old school helmets.
Really?
Yeah. Do you happen to know where that could be, or?
No, I haven't seen. There's been so many hands going through. The city has been there, and it's sat for so many years. A lot of the cool memorabilia is gone.
Really?
The Lions took a lot, I'm sure. Yeah. So there's still a lot of good memorabilia, a lot of good stuff left, but the majority is missing.
What's your favorite of we got just a couple minutes left here, Conrad. What are some of your favorite items that are up for auction starting next week?
Let's see. Well, the very first lot is they had Super Bowl 16 there.
Yeah, my Niners played there.
Home of Super Bowl 16 at the Silverdome. That's really cool. And there's, if you can grab some swatches of that turf, that would be, if I had the room, I'd love a whole roll of that end zone. That's, really neat stuff.
Yeah. Now, the 2-minute clock or whatever, the time clock,
yep.
Is that there going too?
Yeah, there's all the, all the signage around, the concourses and everything that's still all there. All the section signs, the big scoreboards we're going to be selling.
Wow. Isn't there an NFL that there's a sign that's on the locker room, going into the locker room of every NFL stadium that's like no cameras allowed per the NFL. Like there's it's worded the same on every one of them. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I haven't seen any of those either. Okay. No.
Now, can people come down there and take a look around, or is it strictly online?
Well, we have inspection for the auction Wednesday and Thursday of next week. But, it's not a sightseeing sort of thing. It's, if you're interested in bidding, we give you a chance to come look at the stuff that you're going to be bidding on.
Sure.
And then after that, it's all online.
And is it all kind of put in a certain area, or is it in place? In other words,
it's everywhere around the stadium. We're going to be giving, for people that show up, we're going to be walking around the stadium and what they want to see. There's a ton of restaurant equipment, a ton of concession areas, a lot of signage, some machinery, a lot of maintenance. There's a lot of good stuff.
And they all come with guarantees, right? If I buy some pretzel warmer, it's gonna be working order, right?
That's like rule number 1 of our auction terms.
As is, baby.
Right.
It's now in an outdoor stadium for the last 2 years.
An outdoor stadium that wasn't meant to be outdoors.
Yeah. Right. Well, Conrad, thank you so much for the time. We really appreciate it, and wish you guys good luck with the auction, and hope you guys make a lot of money, and maybe we'll come down there and take that visitor's urinal off your hands.
All right, sounds good. I look
See you later, man. Thanks.
Okay, buddy.
All right.
Thanks.
All right,
thanks,
guys.
See ya. All right, nice
cool
guy.
guy.
Conrad. How do you not remember Conrad?
I know.
Eric?
No.
Come on.
It didn't even ring a bell. He couldn't even be like, it was started with a C.
I could be wrong, but when I thought I heard Kevin. Timko thought he heard Kevin.
I did too.
I think Eric went, yeah, that's it, Kevin. Yeah. I think you agreed with us that it was Kevin. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I don't know.
No. It's Conrad. Well, that was good. Well, why don't we take a break, and we'll come back, and a lot of stuff to get to. We got to look at the Idaho has an election going on, and there's one guy in particular. At their debate, they opened it up. It wasn't supposed to be, but one of the guys that's running, should have been a two-man thing, opened it up to other people, and I don't know if that was such a bright idea because he got a real cut up in there. Yeah, biker came in, and he's not too politically correct. He was great. He's making a lot of news today with his comments, and we'll do that and a lot of other stuff as well coming up next on the Detroit Cast.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Thank you, Women Voter League of Women Voters, and thank you, Public TV, and thank you, folks, for tuning in to see us in action. Let me finish that story, okay? After God told me he was going to make me president, I went out and got the presidential seal tattooed right here to my shoulder. My morale went from -500 off the scale, and I started a presidential campaign right there. I'm a type AA plus guy. And I was living in Fat Jack's cellar because my ex-wife had given me trumped up restraining orders. I couldn't see my kids. It was a mess. And Fat Jack's old lady, Fat Jack's wife, said, "Get this lunatic out of my cellar. He's starting a presidential campaign. I'm getting calls from the media and all this." For 3 years, I had the credibility of Chicken Little. You know, the sky is falling. And finally, one day, this bishop from Africa comes over. He says, "I am a prophet of the Most High God." And in that office, I hear authenticate that God told you that. I said, "Yeah, you mind putting that in writing?" He said, "Sure." And he put it in writing, and I got the original at home, and I was able to go up to all my detractors and say, "Na, na, 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 na." Okay, now, I need practice. Practice. I don't want to say stuff like, "Sorry if our bombing caused you any inconvenience." So I want to work in the Little League as a governor. And you have your choice, folks. A cowboy, a curmudgeon, a biker, or a normal guy. Take your pick. Thank you.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast, Friday edition. Mike and Jay, and yeah, some pretty exciting news to get to today for fans of the Detroit Cast. We hope, anyways. Wanted to mention the donation box at the front door. If you see that and feel like helping us out, we greatly appreciate it, no doubt about it. Every bit helps, and you guys have been so great all along. We really appreciate it. It's helped us keep the doors open to this point, and in the interim, we hope to keep it all going, and every little bit helps. So keep them coming. And also wanted to announce that along with the going 5 days a week, which was really important to us to get this show up and something that you guys could, fans of the show that could count on it and make it your regular show if you wanted. And we didn't feel like we were ever going to really get traction unless we went to 5 days a week. And so we did and pulled the trigger, and we probably weren't 100% ready, but was like, screw it. No time, no time's going to be perfect, so screw it, go. And we just launched, and so that's why we've been pointing out, there'll be hiccups along the way, but we'll do what we can. And so far, I think it's gone pretty well. But the second half to that was it's definitely important that we make it something that we can say, okay, the show will be ready at this time every day without fail, and something that you guys can count on, and at this time every day you can get the show. And we don't know if we've perfected anything, but what we're going to do is start doing the show at a time when you guys will be able to get it right out of the gate in the morning. And if you want to make it your morning show on the commute, you can do that. And so starting this Monday, we'll have the show unlocked and ready to go like at 5 in the morning. So Monday through Friday, starting at 5 a.m., you'll be able to get the Detroit Cast. And we'll see how that goes. It'll make our schedules a little different and stuff like that. So, but we'll give it a shot and see how people like it, and it should be exciting. I think we'll find that the way we've been doing it is the best way we can do it to this point, and trying to make schedules work. But it'll give us some stability, and hopefully you guys will enjoy being able to go, yeah, I know at 5 in the morning every day it's there. And we'll do everything in our power to make sure that it's there every day at 5 a.m. Monday through Friday for you. So wanted to make that known as well. And then also today I was sitting here getting ready for the show, and the guys that treat the yard here, Hirsch's Lawn Spray, they came by and they did throw the fertilizer on the lawn and stuff. And there's a bill stuck in the door, and allow 10 days for weeds to wilt. And then Detroit Cast rocks. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Tim. You gotta love that when people are dropping notes like that in the door. So thanks, guys. Hirsch's Lawn Spray, they're awesome. And yeah, we saw you. Just want to let them know that we saw the note, and that's great. And then we should probably get. Are you ready over there, Eric? With the Jay and I, before we went into the break there, had mentioned these fringe contenders for the Idaho governor seat. They had their debate, and these guys. Let's see. The governor is Butch Otter, and State Senator Russ Fulcher are the guys that should be having the debate just by themselves. But
two suits standing there like you're used to seeing.
Exactly. And the governor opened it up and told the Idaho Public Television officials that unless these other guys were allowed to debate, they've got a couple guys that don't get much press, and Brown and Bays are their names. Walt Bays and Harley Brown, and he said that if they're not allowed to participate, then we're not either. And so they went okay, and they put up 4 podiums and had these guys go, and and these dudes definitely stole the show. And so why don't we check out a little bit of them? What are they? Do we have any idea what they're talking about here, Eric?
Yeah, I figured I'd just start from the beginning.
Okay.
These are the first one. I pretty much, like you said, most of them are Brown, are the funnier ones.
Brown's the guy, the biker guy with the leather hat on. I'm sure people have seen him on the news.
Right. But with the opening remarks, I let both theirs go because I thought it was funny to hear both of them talk. So these are the opening remarks, like back to back from.
And this is Brown and
Brown. I believe it's Brown going into Bays.
Okay.
If I'm correct.
By the way, voters will decide the Idaho primary on May 20th. And go. Jay, you got that over there, Tim?
Come on, while we're young.
Dude, this played earlier. I can do.
We're only as strong as our weakest link.
That's right.
Oh, shut up, Timko. Jesus. Did you have the audio, Timko? You never heard of it. I'll play it off.
I've got that 28-minute whole thing of it over here.
Okay, well, I can play it out here. I can play it off my cool edit or whatever.
Jay, has he got it over there? Or
here we go.
Mr. Brown, your remarks.
I was filling out my taxes a couple of months ago, and I thought to myself, thank God we don't get all the government that we pay for. They say that the child is the father of the man. And when I was a kid, I used to play Army all the time. Bang, I got you. No, bang, I got you. I could never once remember one incident in my childhood when I played politician. And when I grew up a young man, I was the youngest company commander in the United States Navy Seabees. You know, the Mud Marines, the Naval Construction Forces. You turn Iwo Jima into something besides a photo op for the Corps. Anyhow, I got out of the service, and several years later, I was at the low point of my life. I mean, things were bad. And I cried out to God. I said, God, how about putting me back on active duty and making me a battalion commander? Long story short, he says, no, son, I got a higher rank for you. I'm going to make you the commander-in-chief. And I stagger not at his promise. I'll get into that more with you. Don't think I'm crazy, because I'm not.
I don't think of it.
All right, thanks, Mr. Brown. Mr. Bays, your opening remarks.
I stand on principles. I went to jail for homeschooling, and my kids turned out pretty good. I had 4 sons that made pro rodeo cowboys and 1 daughter. I've got 77 descendants. My wife and I had 16 kids, 8 boys and 8 girls, and I've got a lot at stake here. We've got a thing called abortion. The 8th Circuit Court ruled that life starts at conception, that an abortion kills a living human being. We've got a state murder defined, and that murder includes the killing of a preborn child. If I'm governor, I am going to enforce the law, and somebody says, what about the Supreme Court? If the Supreme Court goes to hell, I'm not following. And I'll tell you, folks, when you murder 56 million babies, you're asking for a country to be demolished. You can read the Bible and study it, but when people go to doing things like we're doing, we catch it.
Wow. In the meantime, there's these 2 suits standing over there going, holy
Hey,
crap.
how's it going? I think they end this thing too by going, it's your choice. You could vote for a biker or a curmudgeon or a normal guy.
Curmudgeon.
The end is real good.
Go ahead and play it.
You want me to do the ending, or do you
No,
want
go
to play
ahead.
a few of these?
Yeah, go ahead if they're quick.
This is Brown's Brown's view on Texas.
Taxes?
Yes.
Or Texas?
Texas.
Taxes.
I agree with Mr.
Taxes.
Bates.
Now, just real quick, if you listen to the beginning, you're not going to think that's what it's about, but you'll just...
Key is getting our land back from the
Let me
Fed.
restart that there. Here. There we go.
Was that about
I
the
agree with
strongest weakest
Mr. Bates.
podcast?
The key is getting our land back from the feds. And here's my plan of attack. The 3 best men for the mission are myself as governor, because I've got a master's in raising hell, okay? J. Noble Daggett from the John Wayne movie True Grit. You know that lawyer? That's Chris Troupis, a constitutional man to the max. And Lieutenant Governor Chenelik, Jim Chenelik. The back of his cards has all the red dots where the feds have attacked the state's lands. Here's my plan of attack, okay? You go in there and you use spiritual warfare. Everybody talks about the natural, but I'm going to talk about the other realm we exist in. You bind those evil spirits that are behind the feds with the blood of Jesus, the name of Jesus, the power of endowment of the Holy Spirit, the power of agreement, the Word of God. Take air superiority and then roll in with your tanks on the
Mr.
ground
Brown,
like
Mr. Brown?
Troupis' lawsuits. Blitzkrieg.
Mr. Brown?
Yes, ma'am.
The question was about tax. Do you think they're about right in Idaho, too high or too low?
Well, he brought up the land thing, and I coattailed on him. Taxes are a drag. I don't even like to think about it, okay? Fighting the feds is more exciting for me. And what do I say about the taxes? We balanced our budget on what we had, and so I say they're about the same. You know, if they're a little bit more, it's oppressive on the taxpayers. If it's less, we don't balance our budget, and that is bad. Do you hear me, feds? It's bad not to balance your budget. My kids have to inherit that $17 trillion.
That's great.
And I'll ask you if you want both or just one. There'd be 2 more if I were to play. One would be his closing, and the other would be, I think you'd heard a little bit about this one, his view on gay marriage.
Oh yeah, that was good. Go ahead. It just hit people out of left field.
Yeah.
Because here's this big biker dude. You figure he's gonna be. Well, go ahead and play it. His thoughts on gay marriage.
Discrimination. Let me tell you about discrimination. In 1964, the blacks got the Civil Rights Act passed. We bikers, discrimination. The cops, we are cop magnets, like a Playboy bunny wearing a miniskirt gets hit on all the time. They pull us over without probable cause, and they bring out the sniffing dogs, and they search us on our bikes. Even when we're not flying our colors, if you're a leather-clad Harley-Davidson driver, you know, the cops are going to zero in on you like a heat-seeking missile. Okay, discrimination. I used to drive taxis in Boise for 20 years at night. And I picked up my fair share of the gay community, and they have true love for one another. I'm telling you, They love each other more than I love my motorcycle. And, you know, they're just as American as a Medal of Honor winner. And liberty and justice for all, equal protection under the law. I'm glad that judge made that decision. And I'm glad that they want to get married and live like that. And I know I'm not really talking like a Republican, but
Could we hear from Mr. Bays?
Sorry, ma'am. I didn't know what my time limit was.
Okay.
I didn't see any of these lights going on.
Jeez. This is a Republican gubernatorial debate.
You have the governor standing 2 guys down.
Oh
from
yeah,
him.
yeah.
And then you have to listen to his closing. We'll listen to Brown's closing, I think.
Okay.
You got to listen to that one, too. It's good.
All right.
End with that. See you here.
Mr. Brown, your closing remarks.
Well, this has been a great honor. Thank you, Women Voter League of Women Voters, and thank you, Public TV, and thank you, folks, for tuning in to see us in action. Let me finish that story, okay? After God told me he was going to make me president, I went out and got the presidential seal tattooed right here to my shoulder. My morale went from -500 off the scale, and I started a presidential campaign right there. I'm a type AA plus guy. And I was living in Fat Jack's cellar because my ex-wife had given me trumped up some restraining orders. I couldn't see my kids. It was a mess. And Fat Jack's old lady, Fat Jack's wife, said, "Get this lunatic out of my cellar. He's starting a presidential campaign. I'm getting calls from the media and all this." For 3 years, I had the credibility of Chicken Little. You know, the sky is
Now look at
falling.
him.
Yeah.
And finally, one day, this bishop from Africa comes over. He says, "I am a prophet of the Most High God." And in that office, I hear authenticate that God told you that. I says, "Yeah, do you mind putting that in writing?" He said, "Sure." And he put it in writing, and I got the original at home, and I was able to go up to all my detractors and say, "Na, na, 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 na." Okay. Now, I need practice. Practice. I don't want to say stuff like, "Sorry if our bombing caused you any inconvenience." So I want to work in the Little League as a governor. And you have your choice, folks. A cowboy, a curmudgeon, a biker, or a normal guy. Take your pick. Thank you very much. We're leaving it up to you.
God, what a nut.
What a total nut. I love it, though.
Yeah.
That's
fun.
great, you know? Do you think there's any chance in hell Idaho would elect one of those dudes?
If it was one guy instead of 2, they're going to split the vote. That's the problem. They're
you're
going
right.
to split the freak
The
vote.
crazy vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt it could bring out people that have never voted.
Yeah, just like, I'm voting for
Yeah.
that. But if there's 2 of them, that's the problem.
Yeah. Obama brought out a lot of people who had never voted.
Mm.
There's no doubt the African American community came out in droves to vote for the first black president. It didn't, as it should. You know, it didn't surprise me in the least that happened. But here, I could totally see the same type of thing. Every 18-year-old nut job out there who hasn't voted in his life, 18 on, is going to come out and go, "I'm voting for that dude. That's my kind of guy. I got a Harley too."
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen out there if one of those dudes actually won, though.
Be like Jesse Ventura in Minnesota.
Yeah,
it's the closest
in a
thing
way.
we've had.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny, man. I'd love to see it though, just for the media aspect of it. Nothing
Idaho,
more.
they can't hurt anything.
Yeah, they can't hurt us too bad, right? What is they might fuck up the potatoes, but
that's about it.
I do like potatoes though. Are you gonna watch the Kentucky Derby champion, California Chrome?
No, I actually missed the Derby, and sometimes I come across the Derby. You know, I try to catch it. I think it's exciting, but the next 2 are just totally not on my radar. So
Well, the next one's not on everybody's radar unless California Chrome wins, and then you get the whole.
That's true.
You know, then the Preakness?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one becomes all important.
That's what I watch, if the horse wins the first 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I guess this California Chrome is a heavy favorite to win Saturdays.
But
Saturdays is the Preakness. Okay, but he's got a recurring throat irritation.
Which he must have told his trainer, right?
Yeah, Mr. Ed apparently he's got it over there. You're gonna believe this, man. My throat's killing me.
Hold on, Chrome. Let me get you.
Get
you something.
Some throat lozenges. His assistant trainer says it's not a big deal. He said after California Chrome did some coughing Thursday.
Picture a horse coughing.
An exam revealed I've never seen a horse cough. I didn't know horses cough. They cover their mouth when they cough?
Yeah, you see them do that thing, you know? Yeah, exactly.
That's not a cough.
Right, that's just a thing. It's just like I don't know what that is.
Well, you don't know that it's not a cough then.
Yeah, maybe that's what they consider a cough, but
horse whisperer.
Didn't say anything.
An exam revealed a small throat blister. So I guess there was something there. The horse knew what he was talking about when he said he had a cough or a throat irritation. His blood work came back perfect. He coughed about 4 times today, and we got him checked out right away. The blister isn't going to affect him at all. Apparently, he had a similar issue before the Derby. So
I guess anything with a throat can cough, right? Right?
That's a great point, I suppose. Is that a horse coughing?
It's a horse coughing.
I don't hear anything, but.
And how'd you find that?
It is a horse coughing.
Sounds much like a human cough. How'd you find that, Jay? How'd you ever find that?
Simple Google search.
Yeah,
How did I
it's
know that was
incredible.
coming? One more time.
Do you have the audio, Eric?
Look at him. He looks as irritated as I do. He's stomping his foot like,
Yeah.
God damn, this cough is killing me. Ugh.
That horse on lozenge.
There's something so weird about that. Oh man, Jay, did you see this big story in the local papers today about texting while driving and annoying motorists?
Yeah, I
What's
did
the
see
most
that.
annoying? Does that annoy? Do you notice when people text driving?
Dude, big time. Even when you're like way behind them, you catch their face in the side view mirror. It's
Yeah.
so obvious, you know.
I never thought. I for the longest time was like, nobody knows I'm texting.
Oh,
they don't
dude.
know I'm
The
texting.
mirrors throw it. Everybody knows.
But I was so irritated the other day. I was behind some idiot at a light, this lady, and it's one of those where there's a huge gap. It's like, turn, asshole, what are you doing? And of course she takes forever, and then finally she goes, and as she's going, I catch in the mirror, her phone, she's texting the whole time. I was like, oh, I was so mad. But I know I'm guilty of it too.
I know.
I am, and it's a problem because we're all guilty of it, and everybody acts like, well, one text isn't going to hurt anything. One text and I'm done. But everybody's making that one text, and it's screwing things
So
up.
dangerous. Stop doing it.
Dude,
know?
I've driven drunk proudly 1,000 times in my life, in my career, and I never felt like I was as dangerous on the road as when I'm texting.
Yeah, I had a neighbor come down to my house kind of frantic a couple months ago, asking me for a criminal lawyer contact. I'm like, dude, what happened? He was texting, went around a curb, and caught a little bit of slickness. It was raining or something, went across and got into a major accident with somebody, and the person he hit was really screwed up.
Really?
So they were bringing some serious charges against him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, now, what are they? How
And
do
he's
they,
just like a good dude, just a normal
Yeah.
guy, you know, family man, and all of a sudden you're wrapped up in that shit.
in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
It changes quick, because I've done that, dude, where I'm texting and not paying attention, and all of a sudden I'm in the middle lane. I'm in oncoming traffic
Dude.
almost. It's like, oh my God,
Stop.
if someone was coming at that point, if someone was on a bike, you'd ruin your life in an instant. Your life is over. It's dangerous. So yeah, I try not to do it anymore. If I even pull the phone out, Beth is like, give me that. Yeah, she won't let me do anything. But if I'm by myself and no one's there to like slap me,
I do it all the time.
I'm guilty of it, dude. I know, and it's bad. But I know people leave here, and I text you guys, and if I get a text right back, I know you're all guilty of it, you sons of bitches. Don't look sour at me.
I know. I do it all. I'm the same way with you. Where who isn't? You have moments where you're like, oh, you're slipping. I look up. I'm like, oh crap. But I don't know. I don't stop, and I'm not going to stop, I guess.
Well, it's not only annoying for everybody, it's super illegal in most places. 43 states it's illegal in, including Michigan. 7 in 10 American drivers, 69%, rate their fellow drivers who text, email, or talk on the phone while driving as among the most aggravating motorists on the road. Do you agree with that?
Of course.
Talking on the phone.
Well, not
I
talking. I would just.
I
go
guess
with
I
just
feel
texting.
like talking on the phone is usually going through the Bluetooth, so I don't have a problem with that. And if someone's even holding the phone up to their ear, I guess if they're dialing that, but that's the same thing as texting almost. The other ones that bother people, the tailgater.
I'm that guy, by the way.
Are
That's
you
me
the
behind
tailgater?
you. Yeah.
How close
I'm trying to
behind?
apply pressure. You know, I'm trying to
Get 'em going?
Yeah, get them going.
Well, that's one of the other people that is despised on the road. 39% of people hate this guy, the crawler, the guy that's going
Left laner.
below the speed limit in the left lane. What is going on in this country?
People don't know the rule.
Is that what it is?
I think it is. I don't think people are that rude that they just pull over. Some of them are. Don't get me
Dude.
wrong. Some are. But I think there's just a whole like generation or something that just didn't learn that rule. But they just think, well, oh, look, it's just clear in front of me. I'm just gonna
barely going along at 60 miles an hour and 75. I want to shoot them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. Nothing pisses me off more than some asswipe in the left lane going the speed limit even. Like, no, get the hell out of the fast lane, asshole. But I would agree with you 100%, Jay, if every time I got around one of them, it was a 16-year-old kid or an 18-year-old kid. But it's not. I see all ages of assholes doing it. And there's no doubt in my mind, when I started driving up till the last 10 years, all of a sudden there's been this surge of absolute morons crowding up the left lane. And I don't know what changed, what happened, but it seems like all of a sudden we're flooded with dipshits on the road. And I don't know what you do about it.
Oh my God!
But it sounds like a lot of people are upset about it.
I've been talking to Jay about this the last 2 weeks. I'm sort of lately in the last 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even a month. I'm talking regular roads. When I'm coming here to do this thing, I'll be driving on like just regular roads. And I'm not looking to go 65 down the regular road, but I'm talking when it's 50, people going 40, and I can't pass because there's people in the other lane, and in that situation you can't even pass them, and it's just so irritating.
Yeah. What do you do? Do you guys pass them or?
Oh, I will pass if I can. For sure.
Yeah, I'll take every opportunity to pass.
I did it today on the way coming here. I did it. Some guy was going 10 under on a regular road.
Ugh.
And look, like I said, I'm fine. If you're going even the speed limit or 55, I'm not looking to go 70 down to 50, but 10 under, come on.
I haven't seen the influx that you're saying has happened. I've just figured assholes have been there the whole time.
Well, I definitely remember a time when I first started driving where people would absolutely, if you were coming up behind them on the freeway, that they would get over. You'd see their blinker go on, and they would just get over.
That's how my dad taught me to drive.
Over. Yeah, all of us learned to drive like that. Yeah. Every one of us. And all of a sudden, it's like, I'm really going to come up on this guy, and he's not going to get out of the way. Really? Really? And you can get right up on their ass. They won't even look in the mirror. It's like they're oblivious to anything going on. And I don't know if that's like a whole thing of foreign drivers who are new to the country and don't know the rules, or I don't know.
Like you say, when you pass them, they're all shapes and sizes and colors and creeds.
Totally, dude. The other one that pisses people off, the drifter straddling a couple lanes, that's frustrating. And then the multitasker, which I don't see too much of this. And I guess I don't notice it enough. It doesn't bother me, but people applying makeup or eating. Reading.
Everybody.
Who the hell reads and applies makeup?
Man, I've seen people put paperback books on their steering wheel.
I've seen makeup.
That's amazing.
I've seen makeup a few times.
I mean, I've seen it at a light, but
I've seen them all driving.
Shaving, I have seen that before. That's funny, man. The other one they mentioned, this new survey has come out. That's why it's in the paper today. But there's apparently a small but very active community of drivers who flip people off. 69% of drivers report being flipped off by another driver. Only 17% admit to having done it themselves.
I think there's an influx of that. I've seen way more of that, and I think it's bullshit. It's people who would never get out of the car and do that in your face.
Oh, yeah.
It's people who are, they're big tough guys in their car.
Yeah.
And oftentimes they're women.
Yeah.
Who will just, double bird you. And
oh,
it's like,
yeah.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
You know how dangerous that is? You don't know who I am. Of course, I'm not going to do anything personally, but shit, man, everybody's carrying guns around, and everybody gets pissed off by that.
Yeah, road rage is a serious thing.
I don't know. I've been seeing more and more of that, just people willing to just,
Well, dude, I've talked about it many times. There's no doubt there's a whole generation of women who have gotten really bold with getting in a guy's face, pushing him, punching. You see all kinds of ba 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 ba, and it's like, dude, you can push anybody. At some point, someone snaps, and I don't give a fuck who you are. A guy is gonna take down a girl. Like, I don't know, man. It's scary when you see that. It's like, dude, don't think just because it's not the right thing to do to hit a girl that some guys won't absolutely cream a girl. There is a whole group of dudes who will deck a chick
without a problem.
I would never. I mean, I hate to never say never. I mean, I've come close with Beth. You kidding me? One more. No.
But it's not that. It's
I mean, I would have talked about pushing her off a cliff, for Christ's sake. Only because she would have pushed me first.
It's not that, though. It's what you're saying. The idea that, like, women getting in a guy's
face,
and it's like, whoa, I can't hit a girl.
They know you can't hit a girl. So, that's the whole thing. And it's like, well, you know, that's fine until they decide to hit a girl.
Exactly. It's gonna
Jay,
happen.
you gotta go, dude. Beat it.
Yeah, man.
Get on out of here, dude.
All right, see you, everybody.
All right, we'll do the last 10 minutes without you, and I'll text you in a few.
Driving with his kids in the car if he gets back?
Yeah, no, you got your kids in the car. Don't
No
you
texting.
start texting. Make sure you clean up their messes.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because you're going to be down here. He could just slip
Yeah,
on out of here.
he could leave all the doors unlocked, TV's on.
Leave it for your mom.
That's right. She'll be upset. I'll let her know it was you and your misbehaving kids. See you, Jay. Yeah, dude, it's scary. But there's definitely a whole lot of chicks. Have you guys noticed that? With girls that like get really bold in people's faces.
You know, the other thing is, I think that could be a big deal. Not a big deal, but there's a lot of reality shows right now. You know, the Housewives and stuff, where it's becoming, you know, the drama. These girls, I think they're living off of it. They see, you know, Jersey Shore. They see the Housewives getting very, and they kind of don't realize that that's a show. Which, you know what I mean? And I just feel like that. And I could be wrong, but I feel like I could see that even as part of it. Like they think like that's just what it is. Life is drama.
Badasses.
Yeah,
tough
like
guys.
I'm a tough bitch.
There's nothing worse. I hate that, you know, girl gets a couple drinks in her and is going to be a badass.
Hate it.
Oh, is there anything worse than you see some bucko 5 idiot with a few drinks in him that thinks they're a tough guy all of a sudden?
No. Honestly,
holy
it's the
shit!
biggest turnoff.
Because they know it's socially unacceptable for me to smack the shit out of them, so they're gonna show how badass they are.
Right.
Yeah, you're seeing that a lot too. But I saw a video the other day. Maybe you can find it, Timko. The couple girls get into a fist fight, and they're doing that like two deer on their hind heels just slapping at each other, that kind of fight, and then one of them picks up a shovel and cracks the other one across the fucking head, and she starts crying.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I don't know why it made me laugh so hard. It's a horrible video. Yeah, the third one down there, Jay, I think is
this girl though now is
she's probably in a world of shit for this.
Well, she's getting so popular. That's all the thing with social media and stuff. That's the most important thing to her.
No.
Is that now her Twitter handler?
The girl died who was hit in the head?
No way. So it says here. Are you sure?
Oh my God!
Well, that must have
no
just
way.
happened, 'cause they've been talking about this on TMZ for the last week.
Oh yeah,
and laughing about it because most people have that.
Yeah, dude, it's funny seeing these idiots who think they're tough fighting,
right?
And all their girlfriends filming it.
Holy crap!
Dude, I didn't know that. I wonder if that's true. We should look that up. I hadn't heard that at all.
Yeah. I almost don't even want to. I hate to say this. I don't want to say that necessarily at first because you know how things are. Because I haven't heard anything like that. I sound like she was fine.
Oh, because she hit her.
Come on, the internet never lies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Can we find another one with like the video? To see if we can. I wonder if people have taken it down now. If that's true, it says is not dead.
It's not dead yet.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Hoax rumors.
There we go.
I didn't think there was any chance of that either. But okay, she's not dead. Okay, so we can laugh about it again.
Right.
Yay, it's funny again.
It's okay.
Yay.
No, but you know the thing is they've been talking about on TMZ that her biggest thing is now that her Twitter handle is
popular.
girl getting hit by shovel.
Oh God, I'm so tired of these fucking assholes too, who are gonna explain the video. Everybody's a star.
Right.
Ugh.
It's you're explaining. You're on YouTube explaining another stupid video.
Ugh.
You know, on your YouTube channel.
Good Lord. What is going on with our industry? Every shithead with a microphone is a fucking rock star now.
Right. I hate
so
it.
infuriating. You can't even watch a video anymore. Okay, I'm here to explain the video that you clicked to
There's
find.
nothing to explain.
Ratchet is strange.
It's the same thing.
Oh my God. Another superstar. Here we go.
I just go to TMZ.com. If it were me, I would just go to TMZ.com and search Shovel Girl or whatever because Shovel Girl. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Well, if you find it, let me know. Well, that could definitely alter the numbers in life expectancy if that girl ended up dying at such a young, tender age. They've come out with new life expectancies.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it up or down?
Well, for America, it's not good. We don't fare as well. The average girl born in 2012 can expect to reach 73, and the average boy 68.
Ooh.
That gives them an average of 6 years more than children born in 1990. The United States is better than average with a female life expectancy of 81, a male expectancy of 76, but ranks 37th overall and does not make the top 10 for either gender.
Wow.
Yeah. U.S. 81 for women, 76 for men. Number one, any guesses as to who's number one and living the longest?
It's got to be Oriental.
Yeah, I can see
They're
that.
always Oriental.
I can see that because of the diet, the Oriental diet. Is that why?
Well, for women, yes,
Their
it's
lifestyle.
Japan.
Yeah.
Japan is number one with 87 years. For men, Iceland is number one, living 81 years. Number two for women is Spain, 85.1 years, also at 85 and 85. Switzerland and Singapore. Italy, 85 years. Just under 85 years is France. Then rounding out the top 10, Australia, Korea, Luxembourg, and Portugal. For men, we got Iceland at 81. God, women, 87 years. In 10th place, they're at 84 years. Number one for guys is 81.2 years, which is Iceland. Then Switzerland, and these are all between 79 years old and 81, so they're all right in there. Switzerland, Australia, Israel, Singapore, New Zealand, Italy, Japan, Sweden, and Luxembourg.
See, that took my theory away because some like women ages you read. I thought, is this starting to come out maybe with that lifestyle they live? We always talk about the idea that they take summers off, they take long lunches, they don't.
No doubt about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that all plays into it.
How could it not?
In poor countries, fewer children are dying before the age of 5. So we've gone into a lot of these countries and given them
the medicines
and all kinds of medical care and services, and so that's raised a lot of, in poor countries, a lot of that stuff. In rich countries, fewer people are dying of heart disease and stroke before reaching the age of 60, thanks to blood pressure control and other preventative efforts. In many countries, also like not smoking so much, all the non-smoking stuff is starting to pay off, and they're seeing that the gap between rich and poor countries remains large. A boy born in a rich country can expect to live 76 years, which is 16 years longer than a boy born in a poor country. They say the news is not all good, though. Life expectancy remains below 55 years of age in 9 countries, all sub-Saharan Africa. Angola, Central Africa, Republic of Chad, Republic of the Congo, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, all of them under 55. Wow. So yeah, I guess if you have a choice, you want to be born in rich and in a good country.
Really?
Yeah. If you have your choice, I'm just saying, if it's up to you.
Seems like it beats.
If you have your choice, that's what you want to do. You definitely want to be born to rich people. That helps a lot.
I don't know why. Crazy.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you can add it into the equation,
Right.
you should probably do that.
Yeah.
We got video of the tough guys. Yeah, this is it. Did you see him standing up fighting like deer?
Yeah.
In the beginning? Yeah.
I can back it up a little if you want.
Yeah, sure. Back it up just a bit. Now they're going to square off. Meet you at 3 o'clock at the hill. Come on, tough guys.
Well, now the camera's off, so now they know they have to do it.
Get on the ground. I'm telling you guys, get up or I'm going to pull you both up. That's what I told you.
Okay, great rules.
Yeah.
Going on Josh Officer Films. World Star.
Big trash.
World Star. God, World Star. Everybody yelling, World Star Hip Hop.
Right.
Look at them squaring off like I've seen boxing before. Come on, dear. Get it on. Look at them slap and tickle. Pulling hair.
There's everything you
Oh,
think
dude, it's hilarious.
a girl quite would be.
Alright, get up. Get up. Get up, guys. Get up.
Get up.
Get the hair.
Get up, hillbilly.
Come on, yo.
Look at them, they're both pulling each other's hair. Hilarious.
Get off each other. Get off. Get up. Get up.
We said no hair pulling. Come on, bitch.
Just get up.
Look at every one of those fat pieces of shit behind them has got a camera in their
I
hand.
know. We're all gonna be stars.
All right, where's the
It's coming.
one with the in the black shirt there, the
Yeah.
black trunks? The one in the black trunks is going to go over there and while the ref is looking too, I know the ref saw this. He's going to pick up a chair and a shovel and throw it at her head.
Yeah, even in WWE, you got to.
I love this. They have,
Yeah.
they have to take a timeout to fix their hair.
Yeah, they're
Let's
yeah,
just
of
take a
course.
time out here.
Is that all she did? No, but,
Hearing them
I don't know what
so
she
dumb.
did.
Oh my god.
Look at her. Are you almost ready to finish the spot or what? Okay, and go. Deer fight.
Bitch, come on.
Come on, bitch.
That's so awesome.
That's hilarious.
But you're tripping. You better quit kicking me.
That's a lot
Remember,
of
you're
shit
my-
talking during the fight.
Why'd you fight instead of start talking?
Oh, I hurt my
You
knuckle.
broke my
I
hand.
broke a nail.
That's okay. I'm sorry. Look at her
jeez.
squaring up.
I just got her coaching, you know.
It's over, girls. I'm breaking this
You're
up.
done, you're done. We can be cool.
Oh my
Come on.
god.
You ready? Come on. All right.
And deer fight.
You kicked me in the stomach again.
Oh, that was a pretty good,
Yeah, that was a shot.
pretty good shot.
You better quit hitting me in my face, bitch. That's the point. It's a fight.
Oh, it is. Well, then I better go get a shovel then.
The most intelligent thing is get the ladder.
Oh man,
Fuck off my yard then, bitch. You want me to get out of your yard? Yeah, I do. You gonna call the cops on me? Whore. You gonna call the cops on me? Go.
Here we go. Here it
Let's
comes.
not call the cops on me. I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Go.
Is it-
No. Hey, get the BB gun.
get the BB gun. I'm shooting her.
Go. Hey, get your fucking friend. I will shoot.
Wrecked her pants. They're wet.
Go. You have a gun, bitch. Go get it. It's a BB gun, dumbass. BB gun, go get it.
Fine, I'll go get it.
Oh my god.
I can't find it. I'm gonna get my shovel.
She's not about to use a weapon on you. What the hell? That's not. Fuck out my yard.
Oh, here we go.
She's got a shovel.
Oh no. Oh!
And the waterworks.
Yeah, boy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Why would you use a fucking weapon?
I need to go to the hospital.
Fight me for real, 'cause I'm the one. Come on, Cassidy, put the hand.
This is priceless.
Go.
Oh, the big dog coming out too. Look out.
Oh, the mom. Mom comes running out. Is that what happened
Little
there?
mom and a little like
Little dog, little
ankle
shit
biter
dog.
Yeah.
Nice camera work. Let's film the grass for a while. Dude, that was a thump, man, with that shovel. That's awesome.
Oh shit,
Can we please pull that as a drop, the thunk,
Yeah.
and then the crying?
Absolutely.
I need to go to the hospital.
Why would you use a fucking weapon?
She was gonna go get a gun.
Oh, that's
but,
hilarious.
that's not the gun's not a weapon, but the shovel is. I'm gonna go get my BB gun.
Oh, that's
awesome.
awesome.
Twitter. I wanted to see how much she had, but I can't. How many followers she had, but I can't forget.
It's all right.
I know. It's just for my own. It's so stupid, but it's he's using it as her Twitter.
Yeah,
thing
I
or
don't even
whatever.
want to. I don't even want to give her the fucking publicity and have
gotcha.
2 Detroit Cast fans friend her. To be honest with
That's
you.
a good point.
But yeah, we should wrap it up anyways. We've gone long enough. So, yeah, just a reminder: we will be the show, if all goes according to plan, will be posted on Monday morning at 5 a.m. So you should be able to get it at 5 a.m.
I realized before we leave, because I'm not going to be here on Sunday, like I told you or whatever. But the reason is I'm going to be in Grand Rapids doing a comedy. So
Oh, you are?
If anyone's
Okay.
in Grand Rapids
This weekend, just
this week-
Sunday.
this Sunday night, Sunday Night Funnies. So-
Okay, where is that? Is that the name of the club?
Yeah, it's actually at a hotel, but this is like a really cool one. It's it's an open mic technically, but it's always a really good crowd, and I pretty much do it because you get to stay at the hotel if you do it.
Cool.
So
As talent.
yeah,
You hook you up?
yep. You know,
Big old talent. You gonna wear your Detroit Cast shirt?
I should. You're right.
Yes,
I will.
you should.
I will wear it.
Are you gonna
All right.
hook up with the chick that pooped her pants? Isn't she from out there?
Yeah, I think she is.
Oh, you're right. She
Yeah,
is out there.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
you're
should
right.
look
She
her
ran the
ass
Grand
up.
Rapids Marathon. You're right.
Yeah, you gotta have to look her up.
I'm gonna look her up just to tell her that she didn't poop her pants, and that was a ridiculous story. But
She had a lot of fun on the show, by the way.
You guys could
Did
go
she?
there and
Yep.
Nice.
you guys shit your pants together. It'd be a
Yeah.
great thing.
Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there at the end there.
Okay, you don't have a number or a place?
It's called it used to be the Riverfront Hotel, but that's what it's called, Riverfront Hotel in Grand Rapids.
Riverfront Hotel in Grand
Yep.
Rapids. Okay.
It's the the guy we called up the one time when he
Yeah.
the Tiger dude. That's his place.
The smoking thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck. Have fun out there, dude.
Yeah.
And yeah, like as I was saying, the show will be posted Monday, 5 o'clock in the morning. You should be able to get it Monday through Friday. And yeah, that's it. Everybody have a great weekend. And we'll be back with more of the Detroit Cast on Monday morning, bright and early.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God, watch you grow. You know not what remains that love.